What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ranching Sodak. My parents are in Las Vegas at the NFR right now, so I'm home alone with my girlfriend taking care of the ranch. And yeah, we got quite a few different groups of cows and a few different things going on right now. So we're gonna take the pickup. We got some bales to roll out this morning, 4 different groups that need bales rolled out, and then we gotta start up the feeder wagon. We gotta mix up 3 loads. 1 load's going to these cows and calves that are still paired up right over here. And then we have another load going to some open cows that are over at Jim's. And then we have another load going over to our calves that have been weaned. We have about 300 calves that have been weaned. And then this is about 150 calves that need to get added to that group yet. We got a grass bale that needs to go out to these guys and then an alfalfa bale. So here we go, guys. We got our alfalfa bale. We just left this one in our field and we lined it up so we could grab it with the pickup, which is smart enough. Then you just drive the pickup over and grab one every day and bring it back over to the cows. It's only like a mile. We've learned after years of doing this, or a year of doing it with the pickup, that you should pull these twine strings off. They're biodegradable, so you can just leave them lay, but if you don't pull them off, they end up getting wrapped on here. And we got a mess on there, and then that don't spin as good. So when you rip them off, we usually bring a knife just in case, but rip them off and make sure they get out of the way. These gals are ready for some feed, it looks like. Dad left me this little notebook with all the important info in it as far as what everything's getting. We have a group of bulls down at a little pasture. They get 1 alfalfa bale every other day. And then we also have another group of fall cows, like 50 fall cows and calves. They're on corn stalks, but they have a running creek that they drink out of, and then they need 1 alfalfa bale kind of over by their water just to kind of make sure they get over there and drink during the day. So we're gonna go grab an alfalfa bale, haul that down there. That's today's mission. The bulls and the fall cows are every other day on this list. So hey, these are little fall calves, guys. They look pretty good for being born only 2-3 months ago. They're growing a little winter fur too. These guys do not have a water problem at all. They got running water coming down off a lake right up there with a dam, and it's perfect for them. It runs through here, and on these bends it stays open. Pretty much almost all winter it stays open if the water's running, but it'll slow down and freeze up here in the middle of the winter, but we'll have these cows home by then. There's our calves right there that are all weaned. Weaned them about a week ago, and they're just chilling out there. There's that windbreak we built. And we're gonna go grab a CRP bale and roll it right there along that bank for bedding for these calves. So when the wind does blow and the snow starts blowing this winter, they'll have a lot of bedding built up there to lay on and be warm. This is NFR and I's calf. His name is Otis. We don't actually own him, but we like him a lot. Hey Otis, he knows you're in here. That's why he's so close. He's kind of a herd marker. Looks like a little dairy calf. They have 5 bale feeders in here that are all kind of low today. There's some still in 2-3 of them, but we're gonna have to bring them low over and load up about 5 prairie hay bales for them. Then they have 5 self feeders with AccuRation them out here. And then every other day we bring them 4,000 pounds of hay, ground hay and silage mix for their fence line bunks. So we're trying to keep as much feed in front of these calves as we can. The old 4440 John Deere on the feeder wagon. Whoa, ho, ho. She lives for the cold. It's nice having 2 people. Sierra's gonna haul that over there for me. I'll bring this. Can't forget this. I forgot it every other day this week, so today we're on top of the ball. I've still been really blessed with warm weather up here in South Dakota. It's like 40 degrees already today. So after we get all the feeding done, we're gonna try to surprise Dad by finishing up that water tank project that we started 2-3 weeks ago, because now it's finally getting cold enough where it's freezing up at night, and we got to get that float and that box insulated and built on top of there, and then we got to get an aerator going in there for him. They're going, PTO. She's gonna drive that down to these open cows here. I'm gonna grab 2 CRP bales that were been putting out in that slough for bedding for these cows, and we'll fill those bunks up. We got 6 bunks out there for them. I'm amazed by this machine, because one arm it'll pick up 2 bales like nothing. It'll pick up 9,000 pounds if you have the arm all the way in. And you can also extend it 20, like the other day I was just messing around. I had 2 bales lifted up like 20 feet in the air. Unreal. If anyone's wondering, here's what a round bale looks like dropping from 20 feet. Makes for good bedding area. All right, we'll fill these bunks up for these open cows here. Well, we got their 2 CRP bales put out, and we got the bunks filled up. That was like 5,100 pounds of feed. We do 1,500 pounds of ground prairie hay, and then silage the rest of the way up to 5,100, so like 3,500 pounds of silage, and then a half a bag of mineral, so just 25 pounds of, I think it's rangeland mineral from Purina. And now we're gonna mix up a load of 6,000 pounds, and that's gonna go over to those cow-calf pairs. Is following. I wonder why. And they're ready for it. Almost 300 head here with the cows and calves, so they need all this and then some. But the calves got a creep feeder here too, so they're already getting started on AccuRation. This group, we like to just kind of put it in piles on the ground, like 30 different piles. So what's that, 200 pounds a pile? Well, my 30 piles turned into more like 15, so Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Still looks like the calves are getting on them though, so. Oh geez, we really moved that with the wagon. Holy crap. We got a little bucky and hit the old thingamadoohicker there. So we got to move that back to right there. Well, we came in, had some lunch. Now we're heading back out to finish feeding those calves. Mix them up about 4,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds of hay again, and then only 2,500 pounds of silage will go in that load. Then we're gonna go dump that by their fence line bunks. Then I'm gonna bring the Merlot over, fill their bale feeders up. Pretty much be done, then we'll start working on the water tank a little bit this afternoon. Really nice day, so hopefully we can knock out that water tank today. Hello. You don't know how fast you can load a wagon until you get a telehandler or a payloader, but a telehandler especially, it's unreal. I think it's cutting the loading time in half, if not more. Just the way you can turn with that thing is incredible. Well, that's a good sign. Means they're hungry. They're gonna come eat. We're gonna lay it out to them. Well, we got a little heavy on the feed there in that first bunk. We're supposed to do another 100 feet of bunk probably up here, but I laid her in pretty heavy. Luckily all the calves aren't out here yet, so they'll be all right. They're not eating their feed too hard, considering they have 5 self feeders out there. We're done with this tractor for the day, so we're gonna take her back to Jim's, grab the Merlot, head back over and give these guys some prairie hay. Be getting any ideas, bucko. Alright, that'll be good enough for these guys today. And then we're gonna go up in the cabs up in the lot. They need 1 bale today and then we'll be done. we're at the water tank in question here. My dad, when he left, it was just like that. He had got that side done. So Sierra and I yesterday moved over to this side. We did it, tightened these down. This board had some real bad warp in it. And if you come over here and look what happened when we tightened it down, it blew a big crack through right where that bolt was. So my plan today is to slap a, I don't know if I'm gonna slap one on top or underneath, but I'm gonna put a board probably underneath there and zip it down to these two and see if I can't get this thing to straighten out. If I have to, I'll just keep doing them until we get her straight and flat on top. Then we can build our 2x4 frame around it, put a hole in the middle for where we're gonna put a lid on it, and then we'll build 2x4 frame, throw the insulation on the inside on top of it, and it should be closer to done than it was this morning. Well, we just tightened the crap out of it. As you can hear, it's fighting back. That's not good. You think so, huh, bud? How about we put another one in you? She's not liking it at all. That's a clean cut if I've ever seen one. Hit up Feldhouse Construction for all your construction needs. Now specializing in bathrooms and kitchens. Yeah, we just started out with water tanks mainly, but everyone's been complimenting us how nice our water tanks look from a quarter mile away, obviously. Now that's the south side of the tank, so we don't need to insulate it as much, so we're going to use the thinner stuff. right, guys, we're calling her a night there. We made some pretty good progress on this tank. We'll probably try to finish it up tomorrow by throwing some plywood on there and some tin on top of that. But as you can see here, we got it all insulated. We kind of just hodgepodge the insulation in there. As long as it's tight, it's sealed up, and it's going to do the same thing as if it looks perfect. So we left there in the middle, we made a little frame for a door. That'll be screwed to some plywood, that insulation will be. That way, if we need to get into that float, we'll be able to lift up a handle on that plywood and tin, and we'll make sure it's all unconnected so we can open that up. But other than that, all of it's going to be just screwed down just how it is. And then we're going to run a conveyor belt straight down into the water to kind of hold that heat inside there. That water is going to be warmer inside there than outside, obviously, because the insulation's on top covering it from the air. The main thing is just trying to keep the air away from the water. But that's going to be all for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this. I think Dad's going to like that we made a little progress on this, and he's going to be back in 2 days, so we'll see him pretty soon. But hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Ranching Sodak. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.